Welcome to our video on how to make the shawl collar of our February 2026 blouse of the month. Close the center back seam of the integrated shawl collar, press the seam allowances open. On the shoulder line, sew 2 straight parallel lines with a very long stitch without securing it at the ends. Gather fabric between the notches to approximately 5.5 centimeters. Then tie the gathering threads at the end with a knot. Pin and close the shoulder seams. Keep an eye on marking or notch number 1, which is one of the most important points of your pattern pieces coming together. You can see it here. Make sure to only sew up to this point and do not sew together the seam allowance at this notch 1. Iron the seam towards your back piece. It is best to really iron in between all these steps in order for the roundness of the shoulder line to be fully sculpted. From notch 1 on the left across the center back to notch 1 on the right, pin the lower collar edge to the neckline and sew. Press the seam allowances towards the collar. And now for a better stand of your collar, fold the shoulder seams again towards the back piece and iron. Now let's grab your 2 facing pieces. Iron on interfacing. Finish the outer side of your facing with a zigzag stitch or with a double rolled hem. Close the center back seam of the facing and press seam allowances open. Clip diagonally at notch 1. Pin the shawl collar facing right sides together to the blouse and sew. In order to fold the corners, we like to use this little trick. Fold the corner like a rectangle. Hold it tight while turning your corner inside out. This will give you a neat corner and it will hold much longer than if you clip off the corner. Now iron the seam allowance towards your facing. And understitch this line. That means sewing a straight line securing your seam allowance onto the fabric, about 1 millimeter next to your seam line. It will give you a neater finish and help the facing stay put, even after washing. Your facing is attached, only the neckline is left. At the lower back edge of the collar facing between notches 1, fold the seam allowance inward, baste, and sew in place. Fold the seam allowances of the short shoulder facings inward as well, and hand stitch them to the seam allowances of the upper sleeve seams. Thanks for following along. If you want to see how the sleeve is constructed, check out our next video and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube.